I compared the 50 fastest growing software companies in the world, and I'm going to tell you why Crowdstrike might be the best performing one. Let's start with a succinct analysis of the cybersecurity space after the second quarter's results. The fastest growing cybersecurity companies are SentinelOne, Zscaler, Crowdstrike, and Cloudflare. Next up, we're going to be looking at the free cash flow margin, which is a crucial metric that showcases a company's ability to consistently generate cash. The free cash flow margin allows us to compare companies that are not yet profitable, as you know is the case for most fast-growing software companies. Additionally, to give even more meaning to the free cash flow margin, I created the adjusted free cash flow margin, which does not add back the stock-based compensation that the company pays to its employees, since adding it back completely ignores this cost. Companies generating the most free cash flow as percentage of revenue are Checkpoint, Qualys, Fortinet, Palo Alto Networks, and CrowdStrike. We can put the revenue growth and the free cash flow margin together by looking at the rule of 40. This metric takes into account both the full year 2022 revenue growth as well as the free cash flow margin, and shows that the best cybersecurity companies that you can invest in are CrowdStrike, Fortinet, Checkpoint, Qualys, and Zscaler. So we just confirmed that within the cybersecurity space, Crowdstrike is the leader with great revenue growth and good free cash flow margin. Next up, let's apply the same analysis to the 50 fastest software growing companies in the world to see where Crowdstrike fits. Firstly, let's look at the classic rule of 40, which adds back all the stock-based compensation to the free cash flow, which means that it ignores this cost. The leaders are Snowflake, Datadog, Zscaler, CrowdStrike, and ZoomInfo. Still, to include the costs related to the stock-based compensation, let's look at the adjusted rule of 40, which sees the stock-based compensation as a real expense. The best executing software companies are Datadog, CrowdStrike, and ZoomInfo. Now, to showcase what a major difference the treatment of the stock-based compensation does, let's look at the comparison between the two rule of 40s. For companies like Snowflake, Zscaler, Bill.com, Sentinel, or Okta, the actual free cash flow generated as percentage of revenue is significantly lower when expensing the stock-based compensation. Lastly, let's see how these companies are valued, because making sure that we don't overpay is a crucial step of investing. I prefer using a metric that incorporates the gross profit because it considers the operating leverage that some of these companies were able to attain. Moreover, using enterprise value instead of market cap is a better option because it incorporates cash and debt. There is no doubt that the leaders are pricey. While Snowflake is by far the most expensive with 35 times enterprise value divided by the 2022 gross profit, Zscaler is trading at 25, Cloudflare at 23, SentinelOne at 22, and CrowdStrike and Datadog around 21 times. This shows that in spite of being the top two companies in terms of rule of 40, CrowdStrike and Datadog are cheaper than their fast-growing peers. And while Datadog has a slightly better rule of 40 than CrowdStrike, the reason why I believe CrowdStrike might be superior is because of the industry. Cybersecurity has higher barriers to entry, and as a result, the switching costs are more significant for CrowdStrike. But since both these companies have strong moats, I believe that you should keep both of them on your watch list for when the tide turns. I'm not saying that you should buy these two companies right now. It all depends on the state of the economy, and you should watch closely to see how badly will those companies be affected by a slowdown in demand. If you want me to do an in-depth analysis of CrowdStrike and a DCF valuation to see how much you pay for CrowdStrike stock, let me know in the comments below. Until then, you can see right here an in-depth review of another strong cybersecurity player, the identity access management leader Okta. Until next time, keep crushing it and subscribe.